Welcome to this week's Give Voice to Your Vision. How do you evaluate the cost of your scattered effort? Are you pulled in a million different directions? Do you have any leaks, any holes in all that you do in your business right now that are draining your energy and momentum? That is what we're talking about today. Welcome. We're going to keep this training focused. We're heading into a Labor Day weekend here in the States. This is some food for thought for you to grow, to soar in all you do, to reach and serve more people, to share your message with the world, to give voice to your vision, and in the biggest possible way for the greatest good of all, including yourself. That means a thriving, prosperous business that scaffolds you up so that you can reach and serve even more people. Welcome. If you're here, let me know you're here in the comments. If you come by to watch the replay, let me know that you're here. And if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, ideas, share them below the video wherever you're joining us from, whether you're on YouTube and LinkedIn or on Facebook with us. Welcome. My job is to inspire you, to clarify, help you find your words, share your message in a way that helps you reach and serve even more people, to grow as you go. So welcome. We're talking about how to fix the leaks that drain your energy and momentum. We're going to talk about the 3 most common leaks that I see in talking with thousands of entrepreneurs over a decade that you may have in your business, how to identify them, what to do about them, how to decide whether to patch, fix, or buy something new, which is one of the mistakes that we make sometimes. So we have a lot to cover, but I'm going to keep it very focused for you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Welcome. So what is the cost of scattered effort? The first leak that we're going to talk about is one of the ways to help you focus and refine and align all that you're doing each day in your business to have better results. So one of the leaks that happens is that we are spread too thin. That's why I decided to create this training. I was watering the garden and we've got a leaky hose. It's my favorite hose, and it's leaking. And I thought about how there are these leaks in our business that sometimes we're not even aware of. So that's why I created this training for you today, because the cost of scattered effort, where your hose is leaking, it spilled all over me the other morning. And I thought of all the stuff that keep me busy in the business, keep everyone busy in their business, and how plugging just 1 or 2 of those leaks can make a big shift in your revenue, your impact. So the cost of being scattered or having leaks in your business is stalled growth. It's less clients, it's less impact, it's less people resonating with your message. And of course, that means less revenue as well. So when you fix those links, you have more energy because you're more focused. You have more confidence because you start to be able to see what's working, what's not, and you know what to do in order to shift that instead of just trying to buy a new hose and try something else. So focus, confidence, and revenue that's flowing are why we're talking about these leaks today. When you're spreading yourself too thin, you're losing momentum, of course, right? So that's exactly what happens when you have these leaks in your business. So let's dive into what they are. The biggest leak that I see that many people don't realize is what will fix their momentum, their message clarity, their revenue, is the offer leak. There's some different ways that this shows up in your business, but if your offers are vague, or if they're not aligned with you or with your audience, or you have too many different offers, or you try one and then you switch and try a different one, it becomes very difficult for you to articulate the value that you bring, and it becomes it doesn't let the people who are tuning in from all the different places where they might hear you or see you understand or clearly see the value of working with you. So you will waste time creating marketing that's not clear, it doesn't work, doesn't resonate. You will try and enroll something that you know is great, but it's just not landing with people because it's leaky. It's not in their language. It's not honed in. It's not maybe the highest transformation that you can bring through. So you waste time, you waste energy, and there's some costs to that. Yeah, the basically you're going to see low engagement or less revenue. If the upshot is low engagement, less revenue, if you're not clear on the value that you bring, pricing the value that you bring, and how to articulate the promise, the big promise of who you are, how you show up, and the transformation you help your clients to have. Not the little step-by-step pieces, because those can be lost in the noise, but that big transformation. So it can lead to overcomplicating with many, many different offers. It can lead to stalling out your momentum, like I said, and falling behind, constantly rebuilding something new or shifting over and over again, or getting lost behind the scenes in the digital assets that we create to market and sell our transformation, right? So when you have a clear offer, when you plug that link, you have a clear offer and you know the promise in your ideal client's language, and you know the transformation that you bring, and you price based on those results, then you have more clients. Clear direction, clear offers lead to more clients and consistent growth in many ways that you may not have factored in. The messaging that you put out all across the board, not just when you're talking to somebody or they're signing up on a sales page, right? But across the board, when you have that core promise dialed in, all your messaging becomes more clear, more effective, more impactful, more resonant, and it's easier to create it because it will be based in those core results. And so your message starts to have a momentum, and it's easy to repurpose across platforms so you can be more visible without more work. Many benefits to plugging that leak. So leak number 2 that I see hopping in here. Wait a minute. Did I cover all my notes? Yes. So just to stay on the offer 1 second. Refine and focus your offer. Simplify and have that big promise dialed in, and price it in alignment with the results that your clients get. And the way to do that for most of us, because we're so close to the process and so immersed in the modalities and the way that we do it, the how, is to have some sort of outside perspective sounding board. Julia Cameron calls them believing mirrors, who can help you spot the gaps or articulate that in words that resonate, that you just may be too close to it to find. So then we can jump to the leak number 2, leaky hose in the garden, inspired today's transformation, is the messaging leak. So this is visibility that doesn't resonate, sending lots of emails, doing lots of social posts, writing lots of articles, writing books, doing webinars, doing signature talks, creating signature programs even, and having them not land. You may be seen, you may have thousands of followers and fans, but not enough clients. You're not moving people toward actually hiring you. And so when you have the messaging link, it could look like scattered posts, being everywhere, feeling like you always need to be doing more, without a cohesive through line. Oh, that's the visibility mentor. That's the one who does messaging. That's the one who helps you find your prosperity price point. That cohesive awareness of how you help your clients, without having to say, sign up for my thing now every single time, right? We don't want to do that either. So the messaging leak is when you're putting it out there, maybe in a lot of different places, always feeling like you need to do more, but you're not getting the results that you want. And the cost to this is wasting a ton of energy. It can be very draining, especially if you're not having the engagement that actually leads to people signing up. Okay. When it goes on, you'll also start to doubt yourself. The cost of your confidence is something I don't think people realize, and no one's talking about enough. So when you have these brilliant things, you know you can help people, and you've been at it for a while, and you're still not getting the momentum or the traction or the results that you want, it can start to make you doubt yourself. Nobody wants what I have. I'm not good enough. I'm not doing it right. Somebody else is doing it better. And then we feel like we've tried, it's not working. So maybe we're off the mark, and you're calling that thing that's bursting through your heart to help uplift, to bring forward the vision, the business, the idea, and the transformation that you're here to bring through won't leave you alone. If you've been in my world for a minute, I'll say your calling won't quit. So then you feel pulled. You're between a rock and a hard place because you've got this thing that wants to come through and this work you're here to do, but it's not working. And then you start to doubt yourself. And it's pretty toxic. We want to get you into action, help you feel clear, and get those real revenue results that are going to bring you the clarity to soar, to start to continue to expand. Okay, so the benefit of plugging the messaging link is that your energy starts to, all you're putting out, all that work that you're doing, your followers and fans start to become clients instead of fizzling or just watching, or just being like, yeah, she's awesome, but not knowing how to hire you, why to hire you, when to hire you. Okay. And then your confidence starts to grow because you've plugged that messaging link. People start to resonate and engage in, and you're like, okay, they get it. And there's a translation that has to happen between your voice, your message, and how you share it so that your best clients can resonate, can really hear you. And so having a cohesive strategy that starts with your offer and those big promises is the foundation of it. And then I like to say, use the clarity and confidence formula. My clarity and confidence formula, it starts with courage. Clarity and confidence are a result, okay? Not get clear, perfectly clear, totally, completely, absolutely clear forever, and feel totally confident, perfect, and ready to go, and then put it out there. It just doesn't work because nobody ever really feels that clear until they're on the other side of it, hindsight and all. Yeah. So the clarity and confidence formula is courage plus inspired action. That means you've received it. It feels aligned. You've taken it. And then repetition times repetition. And that's where you'll start to have the clarity and confidence that'll continue to grow with you as you go. So the cost of these messaging leaks are that low engagement, less enrollment, that stalled out feeling, and the benefit of dialing in your messaging, which starts with that offer clarity, is that you will expand your reach. More people will start to resonate, tune in, feel that tuning fork when they hear you, see you, right? And that will grow your revenue and impact. So the final leak that I wanted to share with you today, since we're heading into the holiday weekend here in the States, in respecting your time, is what I call the implementation leak. So, sorry, my phone just rang. The implementation leak is when your visibility, your marketing is inconsistent, or you'll have a burst of effort and then kind of burn out, or it fizzles because you didn't really get the results, or you just got tired and then you go quiet. So that's that sporadic having to kind of gear yourself up to put it out there again, and then having mediocre or cruddy results can undermine your confidence, clarity, as we've already said, to get out there again, right? And you can also get lost in learning, overthinking, tweaking and tinkering instead of putting it out there. Perfect is done. Share your message. Let the real market data, do people resonate, help you to continue to improve it instead of trying to make it perfect, so that then putting it out there as, perfect is done. Then you can say, well, that didn't resonate, but that's a core of your promise because you've got your offer dialed in. And how else could I say it? How could I shift this message a little bit so that more people resonate, or more of the right people resonate, or so that more of the right people actually engage with me? Yeah. So when you have the implementation link, you can get burned out or feel like you should always be doing more. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Pouring lots of energy in, but not having the revenue to show for it gets at your confidence again, right? And you start to think, I should give it up. I should just go do something else. And it definitely makes your momentum stall, slows your growth, and can get you into that feeling like you're always having to reinvent the wheel or try some new program or some new strategy. Maybe this is going to be the one that finally helps me crack the code, right? And so the code starts with your offer and the promise, the big promise, right? And then having message that's aligned with you, aligned with your audience, and meets them where they are and helps them know how to come toward you and what to do to actually have your help, right? And then having the implementation rhythm, right? A consistent rhythm. I don't do well with schedules and calendars, but I do well with a rhythm and knowing what to say, how to say, because I have that offer clarity dialed in, because you have the messaging aligned with you and your audience, and then having enough of the right support to stay in the game, to say, what could I tweak a little bit in order to get a better result? Or did this work? How could I make a small shift to get a big result, instead of chalking it out and saying, I'm going to try this thing now. I did a podcast and that didn't work, so now I'm going to do this, signature program, or I'm going to do this. What am I trying to say? Live event. That's what I'm trying to think of, right? And instead of like honing in the core offer, the language of the offer, the ability to have people resonate and know what to do to come toward you and hire you. So the benefit of plugging the implementation link is that you will feel clear. You'll know what to do. Having it's what I call your daily doables, a set of non-negotiables that you touch base with every day, even in as little as 15 minutes, can help you build incredible momentum, and also help you get really clear on, is this the thing that I should be doing, could be doing more of to increase my momentum, which helps you to discern and decide, helps you to know which leaks to patch or fix, or whether you could just put that whole thing on the table and focus on something else that's working better. That discernment is key. So quick implementation always beats perfect plans. And my experience, I was saying with a client I was talking to this morning, the one investment that has really helped me to grow my message and my impact more than anything over 35 years as a creative entrepreneur was when I started investing in the business development support, the offer creation, the messaging, the marketing, the enrollment, the sales process. Selling like you serve was born from my investment in that. So having enough of the right support and a community that feeds you in the vulnerable, putting yourself out there all the time, is very powerful. I think of it as food, essential food for especially the spiritual entrepreneur, the entrepreneur that's called to have a big message and wants to have a thriving business doing it. So fixing even one of those leaks can change everything. That's why I invest in outside perspective and having a cohesive strategy. They just started shredding trees in the park across the street, so I hope you can still hear me. Having a cohesive strategy, offer big promise language. What is my messaging? Where am I sharing it? And how is it resonating? How will I engage people? How does it lead to people actually working with me? And having enough of the right support to navigate and tweak the small shifts, make those small shifts that help you leverage and get better results without reinventing everything or doing things all over, are what I have seen work in my own business, in my clients' business, over and over again. So fall is here, and it is time for real end of the year, finish strong revenue, momentum, and impact. It's a brilliant time to be thinking growth in the business and in the world as a transformation bringer, coach, healer, speaker, with a message of uplifting, of transformation. So many people are hungry, looking and really needing and wanting that transformation. So there's never been a better time to give voice to your vision, and knowing how to do it, having the right support is key. So I'm going to, throwing my hat into the ring for you. If you haven't, we have a few more spots that I've opened up to do a visibility audit, so that we can take a look at what is going on in your business, having outside eyes, fresh perspective, and some high-level strategy or recommendations for what you could keep doing, stop doing, start doing without reinventing the wheel, to really focus this fall could lead to some incredible momentum and results through the end of the year. That's why I'm saying, if we fix just a few of these leaks, you can dramatically improve your results and your momentum. So my contribution, my invitation to help you do that is to do a visibility audit with you. I think we've opened up a few spots here, maybe even tomorrow, but early next week for sure, after the holiday, so that you can get clear on what to do more of, what to do less of, and how you could create more momentum. The reason, so if you want to do that, just comment. Wait a minute, where's my banner? Just comment below, and me or the team will reach out and make sure that you get access to the visibility to profitability self-assessment, which will help you to really take stock, take inventory of all the things that you're doing and get a sense of how are they working. And that if you chose to have that audit with me, we would then take a look and I would make some high level recommendations based on where you are, where you want to go, what's slowing you down, for ways that you can move forward by making a few of those small tweaks. If it turns out that you want to have my support in doing it, there's a timely, something coming up next week that might be worth considering if it's a fit for you. So what's happening is that I'm going to work closely with a handful of entrepreneurs who do want to simplify, refocus, create consistent revenue growth specifically this fall before the end of the year. So if that happens to be you, there's no reason not to do this audit, to go ahead and get the visibility to profitability assessment and to walk through it together. And I'll make some recommendations for how you can move faster, easier, with better results. And if it turns out that you are interested in having my support to do that, there'll be time for you to jump into this new one of these final spots of what we're kicking off next week. So we work on a really simple, streamlined plan to help you accelerate based on stuff you already have going, what's working best, and those small shifts that are going to help you to get the big results, so that all that you're doing will be elevated, your message, your offers, your clarity, your confidence elevated, and so that everything you're doing is creating the visibility that actually leads to revenue before the year end. So if that's you, let's definitely have a conversation. Just comment audit or send me a DM wherever you're talking from. The team's going to make sure I don't miss you. And thank you for being here. I'd love to hear your takeaways. If this has been valuable for you, I would love for you to share what you're taking away. If you ever have a question or concern from me, I want to hear from you. I'm a real person who talks to real people all the time. And it's a holiday weekend, so this is a great time to take your rest and tune in and give yourself a process or a path to really clarify what is it that you want to create this fall and what will help you to do it with more ease, grace, flow, prosperity. That's certainly what I'm standing in with you and for you. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this with somebody who would benefit. Comment, and of course, subscribe and like while you're here. And I'll see you on the next Give Voice to Your Vision.